The Timberwolves pick up a much-needed win tonight over the Phoenix Suns, 116-104. Here are the post-game comments from Chris Finch, tonight presented by Treasure Island.
I thought it was great. I thought, obviously Bones was a huge spark for us. It kind of got us back into the game with some offense early. But what I loved most was just the defense, some of the best on-ball defense we've played in a long time. And then once we took care of the offensive rebounds, it was kind of one shot and done. So.
And then a gutsy showing by Naz Reid coming back into the game. Yeah. How did you feel about his play and what he did?
Yeah, just gave us a couple key buckets when we needed it most. He hustled. He got a big defensive play against Green along the baseline where he got a block, and he rebounded in traffic for the few minutes that he was in there to be able to do so. So yeah, it was good.
Chris, how did you guys kind of find that kind of effort on the boards they were having their way with it early on
Well, I think we adjusted early from the game plan, and we were just getting pulled all over the place. And when that happens and you're late in your rotations, you're also going to be late in your rebounding spots. So we just kind of changed up what we were doing in and around the ball, and then and things got better from there. So.
Was kind of Jaden the catalyst on that on-ball defense, and
seeing
for
what
sure. You have there.
Excuse me. But I thought everyone was really good. So. Excuse me.
16 assists and 5 turnovers from the 3 guys off your bench. Was that doesn't happen very often?
No, it was a great bench effort for us. And it was a kind of a throwback Kyle Anderson game, so it was good to see there. He got the steal at the end of the quarter. He made a lot of heady plays, as we talked about Bones and Nas already. So yeah, it was really good when those guys came in right when the game needed them to do something. So,
is there any preference of does it matter who brings the ball up for this team?
There's honestly at this point, no. Sometimes we face pressure and, we have to have certain guys try to get it up. But, now that we got to just kind of figure out a new rhythm there. But I don't think we're too far away from that. So.
Does it get easier to have Kyle quarterback more offense the longer he's here?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, no doubt. I think he's kind of, some of the plays that, some of the situations or concepts that we would run with him last year, like last time he was here, we do some things similar with Julius, but, and so he parks himself out of the way, but we need to put him in the action more, as a result. So he needs to not defer so much in that regard. So, but I think that's just him just trying to fit in right now. So.
Talked about that on-ball defense. It seemed like in early second quarter, it started to get more into the guys, more handsy, that type of stuff. What do you think sparked that?
I think, but the first quarter was typical of a team coming in off a longer road trip, particularly out west. So we just kind of looked stuck in the mud. And I said the early game plan, I don't think helped that. So it just challenged their ability to compete and contain better. And Rudy was really good in pick and roll. So
on nights like this, when Ant is out, is Bones just a different player? Do you sense he enters these opportunities with a different mindset when there's more shots and more usage?
No doubt. There's just going to be more shots. So, a guy like him who's kind of a streaky scorer is going to benefit from that for sure.
You mentioned, changing up the game plan. You talked earlier in the season about how sometimes you need the guys to follow the game plan in case the game plan, you need to make changes to it. Was this an example?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they didn't. I thought our execution of it was a little sluggish, but it was also apparent that it wasn't going to work right away. So we had to adjust. Guys, I think, tried to do what we asked them to do, but we were putting ourselves in bad spots. So,
what have you seen change from Julius over these last 2 games?
Decisiveness. Ball's finding him earlier in the offense. So I feel like, he's also, trusting the next play a little bit more too.
Sometimes when you do have Ant, it's like sometimes you're playing through Julius, but sometimes you're playing through Ant. Like, I know you talked about wanting to evenly distribute it, but do you envision over these next couple of weeks playing through Julius even more than you
I think,
do?
100%. It's, it's at the heart of what we do, is really his playmaking, and getting us into, situations where, everyone can benefit. So
seems like this.
A solid win for the Wolves. Will continue with our post-game coverage from Target Center after this. Here's our Menards game summary in the Timberwolves' 116-104 win over the Phoenix Suns. The Timberwolves ended up shooting 51% and held Phoenix to 38% from the floor, and that is significant because the Suns shot 56% in the first quarter. So Minnesota continued to drive that field goal percentage down as the game went on. And the Timberwolves had a significant advantage at the free throw line, in fast break points, and in bench points. And one of the reasons for the bench points was the play of Naz Reid, who had 11 points off the bench, but was in danger of not even returning to the game after turning his ankle in the second quarter, Jim Pete.
I mean, that was a big-time ankle turn, too. Going up to try to block the shot of Jordan Goodwin that time, comes down on Goodwin's ankle, and then, he comes back into the game. And so it was great to see Naz compete, to go not only just shake off an ankle sprain that looked like it was serious. Anybody that's had that injury or made that play and rolled their ankle on someone's foot, you realize how painful it is. And to come back from that, we were talking a lot about David Hines and, the great job that Aaron Sear does and this medical staff. They do a great job. And, they've done wonders a lot of times. And when Ant, went for that dunk in Salt Lake City and he dislocated his finger, we were all kind of concerned that Ant was going to be able to play. I mean, that's a serious injury on that dunk on John Collins. He goes into the back with David Hines. He not only plays, but he played great the rest of that game, too, and didn't miss any time. So we had that graphic about guys since Ant came into the league, about the resiliency and guys that play over 90% of their games. Ant and Naz are on that list. And you're just amazed how these guys can come back and play. Yeah. You got to credit the medical staff for that, too.
And how many times have we seen Naz Reid go down to the court in the last even couple of weeks with the shoulder that's been bothering him?
He's only missed one game.
And now tonight it was the ankle.
Yeah.
Goes back, gets it taped, comes back in, finishes the game, and gives the Timberwolves some important minutes tonight. And the result is a Wolves win. And tomorrow night, the Wolves will be right back here on the court. We'll preview what's ahead next.